HAVAL Motors Marketing Research Plan. Contents of this plan are going to cover the company objectives, the current markets, being both the segment and the target market, the product life cycle, price sensitivity, distribution channels, and the promotion of the product. Company objectives. Gain a market share. 70 dealerships across Australia within 6 to 12 months. 2016 saw 51 dealerships across the network. This meant that HAVAL Motors only needed to attract 21 more new distributors to reach their market goal. Price and durability. Research showing that the Australian buyer is sensitive to pricing. The objective to target both male and female consumers from a working class background that factor price into motivational buying, with a focus on features and quality. And an increase in the market share will generate the sale of 215 units within a 12-month period. Why this chosen market? The SUV market has seen a 42% increase in growth over 4 years. With figures continually increasing, this is a strong area of growth that has led HAVAL Motors to focus entirely within this market sector. Here we can see how the popularity of the SUV market in Australia has increased in 4 years. From 2012 to 2016, you can see that there was a massive jump of over 100,000 units. And these are some of the current products on offer by HAVAL Motors. There are two specific areas of the market that HAVAL Motors has considered. 1, the target group, and 2, the segment of the market the manufacturer will focus upon. The targeted market consumer. Male and female consumers that are driven by price and value for money. They have been identified as the middle class or the working class consumer. Yet, why the middle class or the working class consumer? This is an interesting question. These consumers are rapidly growing globally. They're accounting for 2/3 of consumer spending worldwide. They are more educated and have a higher demand for quality, and they have a considerable amount of buying power. So the market segmentation for HAVAL Motors. And this has been identified that the target market for the company's range of SUV products geographically shall span across Australia with an increase of 25% of distribution points nationally. And as you can see here, here's one of our dealerships in Australia. So the product lifecycle stage. So here you can see the 4 phases associated with the life cycle of a product. We have the introduction, the growth, the maturity, and the decline. The research being undertaken here is to identify at what stage the product is positioned in today's market. And although HAVAL Motors SUV products within the Australian market are relatively early or in an infancy stage, it may be a few years for the maturity and the decline components to adhere to this theory. In the interim though, the introduction of the product will see those early adopters to be captured. Here, sales generated will be slow and low, and at this stage, HAVAL Motors will need to commence a design for a strong brand awareness. So currently, the product lifecycle stage sits within the growth section. Product placement and distribution. So it has been identified that HAVAL Motors' key objectives are to increase its foothold across Australia with an increase of dealerships to allow consumers more access to the products on offer. So the correct placement of these dealerships is vital to ensure sales increase and the buying process can be completed. It will also provide a platform for the market share to grow and maintain this growth over a longer period of time. So we can see that this expansion of distribution dealerships will be achieved through intermediary distribution channels, pre-existing retailers that add on another product to their lineup. So here you can see a map of Australia with some current distribution points spread across the eastern coast, along the bottom and on the western coast. They haven't focused on Tasmania at all because the market down there is probably too small of a market to try and get a foothold into. Product promotion, sales promotion, dealership brand awareness, automotive website reviews. These are the strategies to be implemented, and they will cover advertising, sales promotion through dealers, internet searches, and website reviews. So here we have an example of a current promotion being run by HAVAL Motors. This can be found on their website with an online search, and you can see that they distinctively list certain points about the product and a definitive price as well. And just another promotional section that also is on their website. Product price planning. So it has been noted that price sensitivity will be a major focus for HAVAL Motors as it ramps up the introduction of the product to the Australian consumer. So combining a new product with low pricing creates a bit of a brand awareness. It seizes the opportunity to gain the interest of the new adopters, and as you can see, it is very responsive for those consumers to engage. Market research implementation. To implement the plan effectively, HAVAL must follow the key objectives that have been identified, and those objectives are the following: gaining a stronger market share through increased distribution channels, targeted sales predicted for 12 months and have that stock available for supply, and pricing accordingly to the targeted consumer population.